Where's my audience?
Ladies and gentlemen, for the furthest reason, our culinary kitchen. Chef, the star is about to begin on each small room. In the front of the kitchen, our culinary kitchen. Chef, the star is about to begin on each small room.
Where's my Marines?
Why is it sitting down?
Oh.
How's it going? I'm like,
But I've lost 10 pounds.
this is just. Oh, you can do it. I'll start keto next Monday. I'll
But
start.
I've been cheating.
How long have you been keto?
I'm not.
So they say be careful. So screw your body. Keto is not. I love keto. Right. Yeah. Yeah. For me, that's hard because we eat a lot of rice. We do a lot of like buffalo chicken, lettuce wraps, or keto pizza. Make it out of like cheese and almond flour.
Okay.
Yeah. You track it. Okay, awesome.
Oh yeah.
They got keto candy. It's like Viagra. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can fix it.
Oh, they're being much.
Yeah, it's these here. Now these are the regular ones, and then they have peanut butter. They have them at the commissary.
Okay. I got Atkins keto like caramel nut bars, and I've been living off of that stuff for years, you know. I haven't really, well, I have breakfast now.
We do salad. I mean, I'll do chicken steak. So that's the challenge. Because the kids like it's really hard to not. But we used to do it for together. So that's the one rule I'm not doing. So I'll do keto at least 6 days a week. Get 10 weeks. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing it go perfect. Like, yes, I'm in ketosis. That means you know what you're doing is working.
Yeah. Good colors to everybody.
No, I had Winks just announce it too. Are they eating? Spill meal started?
Yeah, everybody's
Over there. Yeah.
I
So I guess.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And our detail, where's the detail? They're going to lunch?
Yeah, they'll be back in a minute.
I was going to say we could get somebody, but.
So, man, been here all day?
Yeah, of course. It's my place to do.
I feel bad. I'm in here. They're starting the demo, and they're sitting down. I'm like, let me go sit down. Some fondue. I feel weird.
Look at that James was down here. He's not here.
Hard. No, somebody said that he was here the day before yesterday. No, he's coming DC.
Okay. I'll take him today. He said he couldn't make it down.
He ain't doing nothing up there. He's trying to say any agency. What's Taylor doing? Other than taking like professional photos all the time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the next quick demo. So we're going to start to explain a bit about our barrier. It is not like it is very lighter. There is a lot of transpiration, a lot of light. So not with gift barrier. Let's start with we have also audits that we make to put up from the gender, then by the way, I'm Chef Bissell. I'm from Soho. I've been for since almost 9 years now. Please keep in mind that we have 50% of our students are military or former military. So that's one of the reasons I'm here today. I think it's important for us to give back to the community and to the military. And I think Fort Lee is a great place for us to do so. So thanks so much for having me today. Very good. So let's get started with our pancetta. Welcome, welcome. Who like pancetta? Very good. So can you tell me the difference between pancetta and bacon? Curing process has an impact to it, but there's two major fundamental about pancetta versus bacon. Idea. So pancetta is an Italian charcuterie or salumeria. Basically, what it is involved is that it is not smoked at all. It is cured. Right? So that's the only difference that you're going to find between a bacon and a pancetta. You know, I would say pancetta can be cured for at least um, 1 year. Right? Bacon can go, I would say, 4 months, and this is done. Right? Um, actually, along the way, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You know, I like to engage my audience, and I like my audience to engage me. It's very, very important. That's good. So when you will start the pancetta first, because the pancetta is going to render fat, and that's going to definitely be able to flavor leeks previously blanched. Okay? Very, very important to do so. Also, when I want to season my pancetta and the leeks, I'm going to be careful not to add too much salt because the pancetta is going to render salt already because of the curing process. Very, very important to do so. Can you repeat that? Uh, not in particular, but if you go to Italy, I'm sure there is some AOC, Application Origin Contrôlée, which are definitely of the DOBs in Italy. But for this one, no, it is a US made pancetta. I wish in the US here we will have some AOC as well. That would definitely enhance agriculture to be able to price US product as well. So I'm definitely make sure my pancetta becoming a little bit crunchy. I'm going to add the leek. No, I mean, so two approach on the leeks. You can either saute them as is, raw, or what you can do, you can definitely blanch them, which I prefer because then they will become more tender. So I'm going to let it simmer gently now. So what should I do? Should I add more salt or no? No salt, right? Why? Because of the pancetta, the salt of the curing process. Now, however, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper for sure. It is very crucial that when you season, you want to season in two steps. You want to season at the first time, first level, and then when you finish your dish, it's always important to adjust seasoning. Always, always. Very, very important. So we have pepper and a bit of piment d'Espelette and some ancho chili powder. Also, you can substitute piment d'Espelette by sweet paprika, correct? Can you tell me a little bit about, about piment d'Espelette, which is from the Basque country, right at the frontier of France and Spain? So they have like it's basically like a red chili, that they dry, and it's really from the origin of South America, which has been placed um, in Basque country in France and in Spain as well. Uh, so definitely follow up my pancetta and the leeks. I have my leeks to be very translucent.
I talked to,
Nice.
yes, I
Welcome
talked
to the
to
one to
Sergeant, not Nixon. She was busy,
pancetta is
but I
very
learned
good.
more about
It's
the
under
C20.
olive
They said they don't
fat.
have any
The pancetta is
applications right
flavoring
now, so
all
it's
the
good
leaves
about
as
turning
well.
mine. But they're looking for
As you
imports
can
from
see,
Morocco.
here I'm making have
More.
already the cheese. Right, so it's going to be also
She said that I could write on my application.
I have
No.
pancetta, leek,
said
I
that
got it
if,
from you.
saltiness
okay.
in the country
Because she said that
pepper,
if I put on
chili
my
powder,
application that
and
I'm
some
expecting to
lemon
go
spirit
BLC
or
like
paprika.
in
That's the
7 months or
cheese
something,
will
that I
make it
should
very,
be
very nice.
good.
Here,
But I'm still
as you can see,
nervous
we have
because there's
butter.
like more people that are
The
actually
butter, it
specialists
is
for
not
motables, you know?
as
How many people see the
thick like a
I hope
fish,
so.
right?
Because
It
there's
has
work involved in
full
doing it.
eggs,
People don't think
fresh
that.
crunch,
It's pretty easy.
and so it's very, very
Nobody's.
easy.
Right.
Dude,
Because
As well,
I have the
like a
package.
fish.
Sergeant Thomas,
That's
he
the
called
same
them and they sent him a packet. So I have the packet right now. I just need to fill it out. But I need a security clearance. I don't think I have one right now.
your unit, all you have to do is go to your unit and
Alright, so
have your NCO
I'm
take
going
you
to
to
start
security,
to
and they'll initiate
put
a background check.
Yeah, because they said that
butter
I don't need
or
like everything done. I just have to show that I'm, yeah, show that it's in process. But I want to do that before I leave Korea. Because I leave Korea next month. Yes, I want to, when I get back, I want to do that. And I'm going to get a package to start to learn, study for the board. So when I get to Washington, hopefully I'm ready. Nutrition, it just got done. Got done. Yeah. Well, we're gonna meet for MKT tomorrow, so that's our last event.
did a very good job with that. In the meantime, guys, any question, chat, ask about this receipt. That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. It's about knowing your oven, right? I was expecting to have a convection oven, and surprised I have already a convection oven.
Oh, you did?
I'm going to have to adapt my cooking and be not to be shy to turn the trays either from the top or the bottom or from the front to the back. So I'm gonna have to rotate. Maybe like only a convection oven, I would not have that issue, right? It will cook even oven. So yeah, oven are very, very important. Absolutely. Anyone? Any other question? Sorry. So I'm from the Loire Valley, from the city of Nantes. My parents were in the industry. At 14, 15, 16 years old, I had to help my parents, and that's how I started. And then it was time to be serious. Then I went to school, to a regional school, get the CFA. It's like a apprentice start at 16 years old. Very lengthy application program from 2 to 3 years. Then when you graduate from that certificate, then you have the right, or you have to go through a school in Paris, which they call the national school. So it's a different upper level where you are definitely, develop your signature and definitely improve your skill and also keep on learning. It's a very important process. So initially, I'm studying more from the butchery branch of the gastronomy. I started with the butchery, then delicatessen, so like come to my school, I have pancetta already, one or two in one at the beginning of the process and one at the end of the cycle. And then after that, in France or in Europe overall, with Italy, Germany, you can do different bridges with so the gastronomy, butchery, delicatessen or charcuterie, and then after it's like for me to do it's your process. Cannot you cannot hurry up in Europe. They really want you to go through the cycle. Um, so I have great respect for my son because what they see in 5, 10 weeks is what I was seeing in 6 months. I feel bad for them because I wish I would have more time for them and more time to drill on different technique, repetition as well. And therefore, they don't want to underestimate yourself. You always want to keep on learning. At my stage, I'm learning more Japanese, Chinese. I've been in the USA since 28 years, and I learn American regional, I learn American barbecue. For me, it's amazing. I love to do American barbecue. I like to go to Louisiana. I like to go to the Northwest. I like to go upstate New York. I like to go to the South, like Georgia. North Carolina. It's always important to learn and keep on learning. You will great content that you can learn from so many other countries. Um, and even French cuisine is not only French cuisine that create um, the French go a lot to the Italian, to America for the wine, correct? Without the wine vine, there'd be no wine in France, right? With the disease in 1900. So it is very important to be very open culturally and to learn from any culture. Very important, especially as a student, don't hesitate to definitely keep on learning. And now there is so many mediums, so many ways that you can be exposed to. Yes, do not hesitate to keep on learning. Even sometimes as a teenager now, I would say I have more American influence. My foundation of French, of course, but I have a lot of American regional influence in my cooking. If I have to do an event or create a menu, I'm going to
I'm gonna go see
incorporate
if they got
all
great
the
Indian.
region.
See you later, son.
Hold on.
Very, very important to do so. Yeah. So we do need a very saltpeter nitrate. The only thing that we need to be careful is about the quantity we are using. There's a lot of misconception about, like we all know about botulism. Correct? Botulism is very dangerous. If we don't cure it with saltpeter or like nitrate and nitrate, either we die or we have to use chemical. Now the problem is that we need to but we need to measure it in a very proper way. Okay, so there's a lot of charcuterie going on now in the USA, and I think all the young chefs and all the young charcutiers are definitely very they are aware about curing the protein but using the minimum chemical as possible, just enough to make sure that the products are safe for us botulism and bacteria, but also that we don't get too much saltpeter, nitrate, and nitrate in our body as well. So there is a fine line between curing meat, saltpeter, nitrate, and nitrate. However, we need to put it at a certain quantity and make sure that we follow those requirements. And you have that company like Wersia, which are in Ohio. We have that company in Washington State, Oregon, North Carolina, like we talked about. There's a lot of young butchers and charcuterie who want to do very well. And I would say, why not? Because we have here all the resources we want, right? We have the best beef in the world. We have great hogs. We have great land from Colorado. We have veal from Virginia, from Maine, from Vermont. We have great products, so let's use it, let's maximize it, and let's make good cooking and good job for guests. Very important. So I cannot stress that on my students. How to maximize quality product and how to make it nice for the public, and also how to use agriculture and how to encourage young farmers to do a great job. And I think this is my duty as a chef instructor. It is my duty to definitely encourage young farmer and definitely to do great things. Like Wisconsin is the second state where you can find all the cheese you can find in the world, correct? When you want to import cheese from Europe, if you can have everything here, correct? It's very important to do so. Um, like even in Brooklyn, New York, there's a lot of Sedomaria charcuterie opening. It is great. Oregon is becoming a great state for agriculture, for protein. There's great beef. Montana, Colorado, I mean, man, Colorado is the best land in the world. Can I get that better? So yeah, basically what I'm doing, I put all my garnish, right? I have my pancetta, bacon, which has been seasoned. Leeks have been blanched previously. Now we have the batter, so we have 4 eggs, creme fraiche, we have and then we're going to add also our seasoning, uh, pepper, salt, bunch chili powder, and paprika or piment d'Espelette. This would be served either as an appetizer, right, in a restaurant, or it can be also used also for buffet. You put it in the very for display. It is a great item, which is easy to eat, very light to eat as well, even though you have pork meat. Putting probably between 2 to 3 ounces of batter, good enough. So what do you think? Should I have seasoned the whole batch, or is it better to season only by the ramekin? What do you think? What feedback on that? You will have to do that. Will you season the batter initially, or you will season it only the ramekin as is? Well, I will have a smaller batch. I will season it first. Because I have a large batch, I prefer to season individual so I can control a little bit my ramekin. So we're going to cook it or bake it in the oven. We're going to add some water to that because we do a marine or double boiler, correct, which is very important to do. Because water evaporates, it creates in the oven, and it is not harsh for the batter. So this is a very important thing. Any other question? Anything about food in general, or agriculture, or charcuterie? So who can tell me what is their favorite dish? Anyone? So it can be served like for buffet. It can be served for appetizer. Um, can you make a larger portion? I would say maybe not, because I think that sometimes less is more. Right? A bit of as an appetizer, it is perfect. Can I replace it with bacon? Yes, you can. But then after you're going to denature a little bit of the flavor, then you have to make sure that it's going to be a little bit smoky flavor for it. So that's why one of the reasons why I use pancetta, because pancetta stays neutral, correct? And I think that's a very, very important thing. I don't know if you see through the mirror, but you can see it is way lighter than a quiche. So you have 2 liters of 1 liter of milk, 2 liters of creme fraiche, and then you have 30 eggs. So 30 eggs for 2 liters of creme fraiche, and 1 liter of whole milk. So it is way more cream than a quiche. Also, what we can use also instead of just to have like a pastry funnel, and it will go way faster, correct? Next time I've been one. Any question? The young crab student, any question? No? Alright, so we're going to finish those, and we're going to put that in the oven. And we have some bread already toasted for you, and we have like around 50 portion ready to go. And you should be able to enjoy it and take. So I was planning to have a convection oven, so it was like because it's a conduction oven, I'm going to do 375. So remember, convection oven are cooking evenly, but they cook definitely higher than the conduction oven. So we have to adjust for that. That's the question. Can I ask you a question? What is the ratio of eggs in your diet? Do you eat egg quite often or not as often? Eggs for breakfast? Very, very important to know. Well, I have cholesterol. I have news for you. I have good cholesterol, so it's to the max. Now, by my age, I have my bad cholesterol started to creep up a little bit. 10 years ago, my doctor prescribed me a inhibitor. I never took one pill, correct? So I'm still alive. Just make sure that you drink, you have on the diet red wine with the tannin. Tannin will balance your cholesterol. Nothing wrong to drink, to have red wine for your lunch or your dinner. The tannin will offset the level of cholesterol. What about type of protein? Yes, if you have cholesterol, what type? If your doctor telling you not to eat beef because you have high cholesterol, what type of red meat can you eat? No, but in red meat, there's a red meat that you are able to eat. No, that you can eat even though you have high cholesterol. Question. Any thought on that? And the Native American used to eat that buffalo, bison buffalo. So buffalo doesn't reduce cholesterol. However, if you love red meat and your doctor say not to eat red meat, so what you will do, you will definitely do eat the bison, buffalo. And what happens is that when you eat buffalo, in your stomach it generates special enzyme, and basically it doesn't increase cholesterol, but it doesn't make it worse for you. So it make it even. So if you really want to eat red meat and your doctor said no more beef, you can still eat buffalo or bison. So it's a great thing. Of course, venison, great antioxidant, super lean venison as well. It's a very, very good thing as well. Very good. Excellent. Thanks, Chef. Appreciate it. Very good. So I'm going to season those right away. And we're going to put those in the oven. And we're going to continue to that. When I'm applying the seasoning, correct, so I can control better, the flavor of each one making. Well, especially when you deal with a larger batch, better to season individual. Any question? Any other question? Um, what type of chicken? For the charcuterie, I like pâté, sausage, mousse. I like rillettes. People know about rillettes? Rillettes is the antique of barbecue. When you cook a protein for a long time, what happens? Fat meat, meat shred, right? And then after you put that in a terrine, in a mold, and after you put the rendered fat on top, and you can cure it or can it age for like a month, and then you can have this pâté or mousse buried in fat, like in confit method, right? You do the same. So rillette is one of my favorite charcuterie items. I do it in school, and with that, or pork shoulder, and the students they are very amazed about what was before barbecue. Actually, I recommend whoever wants to do barbecue competition, I will say if you apply those old methods, you may have some big chance to win. Like sauce, definitely help to definitely promote, barbecue as well, but in a different angle from what you. Uh,
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for him.
any other question? To get to, yes.
Judges,
Just when you want to take a picture of the finish of the product before it goes to the oven. If you want to take pictures of the way the product would look like before it goes to the oven. So I'm going to top it off some, which are a little bit shy in order. Any other question in the process of this leak fondue? Yes, you can do the varying for buffet. It is perfect like ordinary pass on cool or hot order. Actually, this thing you can serve it either hot or cool as well. I will add a little bit of lemon juice on the mix. Yeah, add a little bit of acidity cold, correct? Hot maybe not, but for if you have like a cold dish, still varying, either glass or plastic, for buffet it will go very well. It will be so I'm going to put at least those two trays in the oven. To make sure that I'm not pouring all the batter. So we're going to count for at least 20 minutes. So we have 20 minutes so that we can chat. So any question that you want to ask, it is very about even about the university, about cooking in general, anything you want to talk about. What happened? Oh, that's a very good question. Everybody heard Chef had a question about onion soup. You like onion soup? You don't like onion soup? Why? Is it the onions? I mean, some people don't like onions. So the secret in onion soup is, by the way, do you have an idea why onion soup has been created? In Europe, they were serving onion soup for weddings. And then a wedding in Europe starts at 6 o'clock in the morning, go all the way to 6 o'clock the next morning, correct? So around midnight after the party, correct? People after they ate all day, after the body dancing. And so at midnight they serve brioche, onion soup. The secret of onion soup, the onion has to be sweet. Onion cannot be saggy, they cannot absorb the stock. The secret is to make sure that the onion is sweet, so use sugar, goose, butter, correct? I use different liquor, like I use either brandy or even use a Southern Comfort. So it works very well. So that's my American influence on my French cooking. Right? So I use Southern Comfort. It brings sweetness to the onions, and the onions will absorb. So I use it. Onion, you have to sweat the onion. When they are all sweated, then you incorporate your ingredients to flavor your onions. And after that, they are very tender as well, but they won't be soupy. They won't be soppy. And that's the And after that, when you pour, after that, your beef stock with your onions. And after you make a little sachet with fresh thyme, and you let simmer gently, correct? And then after you should have savory to the stock, salt, pepper, and fresh thyme. And on the other side with your sweet onion. That's the story about onion soup. The onion have to be sweet. It to be served around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning for wedding. That's the way to make the onion, take the time to sweat the onion, and also the time to incorporate the sugar, the butter, and going to add some Jack Daniel, right? When you the onions will incorporate that, and after when you eat that, your onion will have multi-layer flavor, and the stock will have multi-layer flavor as well. With salt, pepper, stock is a very flavorful that's the time that you wrap in a chip cloth, and then the time infused when you start like this. You have any other question like that? Good question. Yeah, I can see the time. You ask me a question, I can. Yeah, brandy, whiskey, Jack Daniel. You can add Southern Comfort. It goes very well with it. So we're checking that. So I'm a bit checking the oven because I don't have the conventional oven. Yes, very good. Welcome. So where you are now at your level, what is your favorite learning process? What you love to learn the most from pastry? Pastry has it's where you have the most discipline. Measuring temperature, knowing your oven, in all the trade of the gastronomy, or the trade which make gastronomy, pastry, confectioner, chocolatier, these are the more precise trade with the most requirement. Because you need to measure properly, you need to bake at properly. If you do macaron, correct, what would they call le temps pour temps, correct? Le temps pour temps is equal part to equal part, correct? So it has to be not 1 ounce less or more, correct? Everything has to be perfect, correct? How to use the macaron, the blending, your oven has to be impeccable. When you put the macaron, the biscuit out of the oven, you have to be in an environment where it's going to have to be fully perfect. Okay. So coming from protein, but charcuterie, actually where I hold the charcuterie class, very similar to pastry. So one class, on one day you start the product. They see pancetta, right? I have pork belly, right? Whatever you want to train it, make it ready. I'm going to apply the curing process on it, right? So what happened to that? I'm going to start one day, but I need to make sure at the end of the week how my product is curing. And after I'm going to go next week, how it's going to go. Make sure you make your cake one day, you put the cake in the fridge. And after you do your buttercream, you do your sugar. So it's like a different multi-stage operation. Charcuterie is very similar to very good. Yes, pastry is something very interesting to focus on to learn because the discipline you will learn in pastry, you can apply it to culinary or very important. Might be a big dish because it is quite seasonal, right? It's hearty. With the time constraint, I think as well, to be able to do in an hour 50 portion, I think that was good to do so. And it's very um, comfortable to eat. Good weather, something hearty, eggs, so double protein in it. We have a green vegetable with it, with a nice custard. I think it's very enjoyable. The texture as well is good. So that was all of the entire way. I think that I think it was even for me it was difficult to pick which one because I have maybe 4 or 5 or 6 recipes I wanted to do, but I picked that one just because it was matching the required time. Uh, requiring us about the equipment and also to make sure that I was able to do that within the required time. See how it goes. That take a while. So still have at least 20 minutes.
Alright, so far, 2 teams.
Any other questions? Any questions? And, what is my favorite French dish? Well, it can be a classic. You hear about galantine and bouillon. Galantine is a whole chicken that you debone, and then you're going to cook it, and you're going to cook it for like an hour and 15 minutes. You're going to pull it out and you slice it as an appetizer, or you can cut it hot with like sauce Robert or sauce charcuterie, very good. If not, I love seafood, halibut, chicken sea bass, salmon. Those would be, at my age, I love my pastry as well. I love the opera cake. I love tiramisu. I love cakes. Yes, all the cake, pastry. I'm a big fan of pastry. I love protein. I love beef tenderloin, ribeye steak, um, béarnaise sauce, béarnaise sauce, hollandaise sauce, tarragon, charcoal, very very nice sauce, very nice classic sauce. Um, Beside that, it's pretty much a whole array of protein that I appreciate a lot. I love a lot of vegetable like all the squash, all the onions on bits. It's a great um, vegetable to use, as a condiment to flavor a dish, or also to make as a main item for a specific dish. So yeah, I have plenty of fish and I appreciate it. Question? No? Chef? Any other question? Good. Okay, cooking right now. Like I said, that I wish I would have a conventional one, but it will happen pretty good. It will take 20 minutes. So as soon as this batch is done, I will put it top side. We have also the crackers, the crusty. I make them previously. Very good. So like I said, this dish can be used either as an appetizer in a restaurant, or if you do a buffet, like a little classy food, cold or hot orders would be a perfect dish to do as well. Instead of using those little ramekin like this, you can use even half that size, that would be fine as well. So, um, can you see the piment d'Espelette, like red chili pepper, you can replace it by the sweet paprika. Yes, chef. Yes. Recommendation. No. So chef she's asking about sous vide method. earlier, but sous vide. So to explain what is sous vide, it's that you will vacuum pack seal starch, sometimes vegetable, correct? And inside there is no oxygen. So totally empty environment with no bacteria, no enzyme, no oxygen. So it's seems like the product just have the product and the plastic covering the product. So this is what we use. Right? So it's vacuum packed protein, um, of starch, and so on. Now, after that, when you can have a patch of a protein, for instance, in New York Strip Steak, the strip steak, you can vacuum pack it. I'm going to add maybe a few seasoning to it, maybe peppercorn, no salt, no sous vide, because usually the technique of cooking for a very long time, for a very low temperature. Right? So let's say I can cook beef short rib for 72 hours at like 145. It's scary because I'm right almost at the danger zone of, for sanitation, correct? But I'm going to cook like 145 degrees, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, or even 68 degrees Celsius. And I can cook beef short rib for 72 hours. I can have also um, also good, right? And shine. I can vacuum pack it 7 hours, 24 hours, 72 hours, and that's it. I have what we call an immersion separator that I anchor in a bucket, put some water, bring the water to the desired temperature. My device, the immersion separator, going to program that unit going to maintain the temperature of the water from hour 0 to hour 72 with no fluctuation in temperature. So if I do foie gras, right, duck liver, terrine, or if I do a goose liver, I can vacuum pack it with a thermoformer. I can cook it precisely for um, 18 minutes at 16 degrees. I will have less fat to melt, no liver to melt, so I have a better yield. Cook everything instead of the oldest to cook on top of the stove for braising technique, then they so it's a great one. So also when you don't want to use any having grind, you want to use so that is you put like juniper berry, white pepper, black pepper, red pepper, green pepper. If you add nutmeg, you're going to put fragment of nutmeg, nothing grind. You don't want to make your patch cloudy with the seasoning. You want to make sure you keep it clean. That's a very, very important thing. So if you short it for 72 hours, right? The saltiness of it will be way not with some type of wine or liquor or not good to sous vide because it made more fermentation. And I lost, I mean, I learned the hard way. I tried to do some, like I did deconstruct a stuffed rabbit and apricot soaking right? And said maybe I should duplicate that. We am putting all my ingredients in like vacuum pack it, seal it, put it in the circulator, cook it for 7 hours, open the patch, that's my it was the fermentation was such so sous vide it's almost like chemistry, right? So to take sous vide cooking class, you want to have your first two class has to be from a scientist. Not even supposed to be a chef. I mean, I learned through 1989 was my class in sous vide for charcuterie, pancetta, galantine, dodine, cooked ham, and so forth, correct? I was able um, to learn that way, correct? So, um, it's more for bulky product, right? Our initial class was with the chief scientist, and then after we have a well-trained chef teaching us about sous vide, and that's a very important um, science first, mechanism, and learn the do not do. Then after you'll be able to move forward to cooking solution. And then after I have a chef to help you to practice. Slowly but surely, wish I would have that convection oven, but I have to do with what we have. Take some. Well, Jim, welcome. We have a new audience. How are you doing today? Good. Very good. Tired? Not? Right. So actually, I can go back on what we were doing today. So I can talk to the excellent. So for the one who just come in, we want to share again. So the recipe is called mix fondue. Basically, what we do is like the dish can be served either for buffet, some for hot orders or cold orders, or it can be served also for restaurant for as an appetizer. Very, very important to do so. The ingredients that we have here, we have pancetta, which is pork belly, which has been rolled, cured, and aged for at least 1 year. Then also some leeks together. When the leeks were cooked, we cool them off with tumble chop from hot to cold, so that leeks doesn't lose its color, doesn't lose its texture. So very, very important for that. Um, After that, on the other side, we did a batter, which is 30 eggs, 2 liters of creme fraiche, 1 liter of whole milk, combine a nice batter like that. It looks like a quiche Lorraine batter, but it is not. It is way creamier than the quiche. Um, the ratio eggs to cream, there is more cream than eggs. So that's why it's a bit more delicate to thicken in the oven. Also, what we have as a seasoning, we have also chili powder, pepper, and we have piment d'Espelette by paprika. Yeah, chives. Basically, on every ramekin you have, as you can see in the mirror, you have the batter, you have pancetta, you have meats, and the chives. Uh, Also, you will bake it in a double boiler in a convection oven, 355 for 15-20 minutes. Convection oven, you will run the cooking 400 degrees, and it will take you very much 20, 24 minutes, 25 minutes at the most here. So here we have a convection, so we do the solar process. So sorry we the demo, but if you have any question about the dish, please feel free to ask. Any question? Don't be shy. Also, who like eggs? Eggs. What is your favorite recipe with eggs? Yes. Who else? Egg Benedict. So what type of sauce do you do for Benedict? What we call a Hollandaise sauce. Hollandaise sauce, it is like a custard, correct? There is an emulsion. What do you do when you do an emulsion? Did you learn about emulsion? So, what is emulsion? So it is ingredients which doesn't bind together naturally, correct? You have eggs on one side, you have clarified butter on the other side, correct? Then you have to cook eggs, you want them to curdle, correct? Slightly. And after you're going to have your clarified butter around the same temperature of your eggs and your acid your um, with your clarified butter. And gently you're going to pour the clarified butter on the eggs, and you will going to create are not at the same temperature. Great, correct. So you really have to make sure that you do a proper processing. Yes, how to know Hollandaise, how to make an emulsion is very important. Very good. Anybody else? Egg? What do you do with eggs? Who like poached eggs? With eggs, how do you poach it? Do you poach it in a red wine or just like water? Sure, yes. But what do you put in the water when you want to poach an egg? And acid. The water has to be acidic, so you can add lemon juice. You can add also vinegar, distilled vinegar, white wine vinegar, red wine vinegar to be able to poach an egg. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Still doing that? Yeah. Take your time, yes. I think we done with the time, right? We have been time. Okay. Very good. Well, what I'm on stage. Hello, everyone. Uh, uh, you like eggs? How do you cook eggs? And what do you serve with? Do you serve it with bread? Do you serve it with rice? Very nice. Eggs is very important. It's very complementary to a lot of dishes. That's right. What about you, young lady? What do you use egg for? No? Like to eat eggs, right? Nothing wrong with that. Young man over there in the back. How do you like to cook your egg? Very good. Excellent. So for the one who just came in today was the leeks fondue, correct? So leeks fondue is the custard, very light, not as heavy as a quiche in our hand. We blanch leek, we saute the leek, after that with pancetta. Everybody know what is pancetta? Pancetta is the pork belly, right, which has been cured. When it has been cured, it has been rolled, shrunken time, so it's any type of dressing dish that you do like with beef or even lamb, you can definitely use pancetta as a foundation flavor. It's great when you have sodiums, bring a bit of fat that you can use with other ingredients. Like the meat were sauteed after the fat of the pancetta. Anybody else? Would like Do you like to eat like a whole fish, or like just with a fillet? Whole fish. Do you like to grill? Do you like to grill? Sure, whole, but do you like to grill in the oven, or do you like to grill it? Put on the grill. On the grill? What type of fish are you buying? That, very nice. Excellent. Yeah, very common to find. Very good. Who like to eat fish? Catfish. So how do you do your catfish? Do you like to cook it whole? Maybe deep fry or to fry or to roast or to put on the grill? Fry it? Very nice. Very good. What type of sauce? What type of sauce do you use for the grill catfish? Somebody can pass on this information. So I agree. None? Just like that? Any condiments? Any chutney? Any preserves? Okay, very good. Well, how many you say you like fish? What type of fish do you like? Sounds good. So you cook a whole fish, grill it or bake it. Good. Anybody else? What about protein? What type of meat do you like? What kind of meat? Eggs? Yes. Ribeye steak? Yeah. Chef of myself, good afternoon. Very good. Surprise. Ribeye, what about you, young man?
Try too on the grill.
So shrimp is good. How do you like your shrimp? And you saute, grill them, you bake it. Okay, that's the way to do it. What else? What type of protein do you like? Beef tenderloin, maybe? No? Veal? What type of cut do you like in veal? Shank? Also good. They are like for braising or very good. Veal chop are delicious as well. Very, very nice. Who heard about veal cutlet? Scallopini? Yes? No? What about chicken? Oh, chicken, correct. What is your favorite cut in the chicken? What about if I say guinea hen? If people know about guinea hen, I don't eat much chicken. There's other poultry that you can eat. What about duck? What about geese? Geese, duck, partridge, pheasant. No one has pheasant, partridge, hen, duck, duck maybe, duck. What about geese? So for Christmas, what I do, I buy a whole duck, I buy a whole goose, and then basically the breast, I roast them, the legs and the wing, I confit them, so make sure them it's a long fat, and I try to have, like a coffee, so with bread, I can incorporate that with rice, potato, very good. It's gonna take a while. Okay, sure. Okay, very good. Just it's to the lights right now. So hopefully it's finishing to cook. Okay, anything else, guys? Any other ideas? Yes, please. What happened? How to cook a turkey? Yeah, turkey. Actually turkey is naturally dry. Why? Because it's very lean. As you know, chicken is very lean. Turkey is 94/7, 94/7 percent lean, correct? So a tendency not to dry turkey. So you have different methods. You can brine it. You can put in a salty solution the day before, like a 24-hour brine with a salty solution with different aromatic. But please keep in mind that when you brine a turkey, you have to press the turkey. When it's going to be brine, you have to flush the liquid out of the turkey breast, of the thighs and the legs and the wings, because after it's becoming too salty. Right? So usually there's a good trick. Brine your turkey, press it, evacuate what we call osmosis. You are evacuating all the brine out of it. You can put it on the deep fryer. That will be great, like a country fried chicken, correct? To do that. Also, you can roast it. But what you have to roast the turkey for, you want to make sure that you roast it in the convection oven, like around 375, but never open the oven. You cook it straight from the beginning to the end. Internal temperature should be at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it's done, you can pull out the turkey, right? When you cook a turkey in the oven, make sure you have a large tray. You put that much water or vegetable stock or chicken stock or turkey stock. Make sure that you add also some vegetable like what we call mirepoix, onion, carrot, and celery, right, to add some flavor. You can add some butter to that as well. So when you cook the turkey in the oven, the water starts to evaporate. At the end, what we call a juice. From that juice, you'll be able to make a gravy with adding a thickening agent or what we call beurre manière, which will be very, very interesting to use. Okay, so when you cook a turkey, make sure that you cook it high heat. Make sure you some moisture or liquid in the bottom of the tray, and never, open the oven. If you have a convection oven, if the turkey required to cook for 3 hours and a half for like a 10 to 12 pound bird, I would say 3 hours, 4 hours maximum at 350, let it cook. Don't open the oven. The more you open the oven, the more heat coming out, and then after that's how the turkey stays longer in the oven, and then that's how it's drying. Now, if you do turkey cutlet on the saute pan, on the top of the stove, you can put some oil or butter, clarified butter, saute it very quickly on both sides, and that's it. It's enough. You don't need to do more than that. Okay? So, turkey, mastering your cooking method, cooking technique, and also make sure that you do using the proper cooking technique to make sure that the turkey is not yeah, man, you have a question. So who had a partridge or pheasant before? Who had squab? What? No one had squab? Squab and cabbage. Yes, you know what is squab? You had some? Yeah. So squab and cabbage, great thing. That's great, delicious. So squab is baby pigeon. It's not the pigeon that you see, in a public place in the city, right? They are like a baby pigeon, correct? They're farm raised, delicious, very hardy flesh, very very nice, moist, nothing dry like turkey or chicken. Um, Poultry, it's amazing. Some of you guys are maybe hunters. Who's hunting? Who's a hunter? You're hunting? Are you hunting for bird or like a bigger, like a wild boar or maybe something? Wild boar? That's very dangerous. Wild boar are very vicious, very mean. Who had wild boar before? So it tastes like pig, but like hard, but the flesh is a bit reddish. It has more flavor. For example, you give me a pork chop or like a chop for wild boar, I will go with the wild boar. More flavor. You can definitely do better creativity in your cooking process as well. What about buffalo, bison? You had buffalo before, good. How do you like it? Buffalo is good because they say if you have cholesterol and your doctor said not to eat red meat, like no more beef, you can still eat buffalo because there is special enzyme in your stomach and it doesn't increase your level of cholesterol. It doesn't decrease it, but it keeps it neutral, and that's a good thing. So buffalo meat is very very good. I like venison, very lean as well, a lot of antioxidants, great dish. Cooking with red wine is a very nice, elegant meal. You can do competition with that. If you have an event to carry on and you want to do venison, it's easy to roast or easy to prepare as well. Great combination of flavor, salt, pepper, of course, you can add ginger berries, you can add different type of chili peppers, very, very good thing, or bay leaves. You can use herbs like charcoal, tarragon, make it very, very tasty as well. Who had ostrich? That one? So ostrich, it looks like a big bird, correct? But it doesn't. It's not like a chicken or turkey. It's red meat. It looks like beef, or like antelope or kangaroo. Who had kangaroo before? Kangaroo? You like it? Yeah, because kangaroo is like it tastes like between lamb and beef, and a little bit like horse meat. Um, kind of delicate, but you have to be acclimatized to that. Who had antelope, it's almost like a horse. Who had camel? Camel is very bitter, very, very bitter. You need to have a lot of marinade, the way to mask the bitterness of the flavor of it. But one thing is you may have to eat any type of protein, that's correct. Very, very important about that. Um, so we talk about lamb, guys. Why do you think we can find the best lamb in the USA? Which state which produce the best lamb in the country? So Colorado is a state where you can find, if you want to eat true domestic lamb, lamb instead of having New Zealand or Australian, if you try the lamb from Colorado, it's very unique and amazing flavor. Basically, it is all farmers are retired from having ranch and raising cattle. So what they do, they downsize, and that's why they start to raise land, correct? Land is a very, very good thing. Um, Try it if you have the opportunity to taste land from Colorado. It's an amazing product. And with lots of salt, pepper, rosemary, thyme, delicious sort of garlic, shallots. Very, very good. You know, you can grill it, you can roast it, you can saute it, you can even stew it, braising it like a powder. Very, very good to do that. Keep that in mind. Somebody can tell me what is their favorite dish? What is your favorite dish? Pig feet? Pig feet? You had pig feet before. Very nice. So pig feet is amazing, correct? Why it's so good? Because you have a lot of gelatin, correct? You cook it the pig for like 3 hours in salty water. After when it's done, you'll be able to pull out all the bone, all the meat will be able to be pulled. After you combine taking off, maybe the skin is good as well. With the skin, removing all the gristle, all the bone, season it. You can press it on the terrine or a mold, and after season it, pull it off, and after you can just saute it and put it on the sandwich. And that's the sandwich. Who else? Yes, sir. Pulled pork. So what type of cut do you use to make pulled pork? So what about you? Shoulder, correct? Boston butt, pork shoulder. You can use the belly also sometimes. You can use the shank, fork shank, hind shank. You can barbecue that. Any meat that will be cooked for a long time. So when you cook meat for a long time, what's happening? Fat melt, right? And after you'll be able to separate the meat of the fat of the bone, and then you get all those full meat. After you can definitely do something, an application for that. So what type of seasoning do you apply in pulled pork? What is your style? Do you like North Carolina? Do you like Kansas City? Do you like California? Do you like Tennessee? Do you like Chicago? What type of barbecue do you like? Texas? You're from Texas? No? Why you like Texas barbecue? Like you need to start to make your own, correct? So you can apply a lot of seasoning like a dry rub, correct? But when you smoke it, guess what type of wood would you prefer? Well, you can use apple, rosewood, cherry, hickory, mesquite. You know, all those wood also, when they consume, when the smoke they release, correct, will give an aromatic to the protein. So when you do barbecue, the component of the barbecue will be correct, the dry rub, but also the wood that you are using, correct? It is a nice combination. And of course, at the end will be type of barbecue sauce that you want to use as well, right? So in barbecue, you have three components: the dry rub, the wood that you are using, and of course the sauce that you are using to serve with, and the selection of the cut of meat that you need to use to be able to have a meat that's going to shred. That's good. Anyone else? What about your young lady? What do you like to eat? What happened? Shrimp cocktail? Sure. But what about crawfish? What about langoustine? You ever had any langoustine? Shrimp is good. The langoustine is even sweeter than shrimp, correct? What about crawfish? From Louisiana. No one from Louisiana? So we know in Louisiana they have their mango soup, correct? They have their jambalaya, right? They have their crawfish, correct? They have the etouffee, a lot of good cooking, very soul food, very classic cuisine as well. Very, very nice. Yes. How many? How many countries? Well, it's a good question. Uh, Pretty much a lot all over Europe almost. Japan. Um, Japan is a good learning experience for me, especially learning Asian cuisine. And then Canada, USA. So Europe, France, England, Denmark,
All
Switzerland,
right, team
Italy,
20, please to show
Spain,
commitment. All
Andorra,
right, ladies and gentlemen.
to travel, especially to discover any type of cuisine, right? And then once you have your foundation and your background, after that you can definitely develop your own signature, learn from different countries there, what type of seasoning they use, what type of technique they're using, and then incorporate that in your foundation. It's always beneficiary for you. Very good. Thanks. Good question. Any other question? Any other comments? Yes, sir. Can somebody relay the question? So, how do I explore? Um, I don't quite understand the question. Sorry. Come here. Yes, Central America, yes. So I think that like what South America is such a large subcontinent, right? It's so much. Even if you go from Venezuela to Colombia to Bolivia to Peru to Argentina, Chile. What I know a lot about Chile and Argentina because they are good in any type of protein, seafood. They have a lot of resources. Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, Chile, they have a lot of resources. It's very quite interesting. It's more like a country like Central America, like El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala. They have very little resources, right? However, they are able to develop their own cuisine like tamal, tortilla, pupusas. They have a lot of be able to with very little raw material, right? With corn, with a very little bit of protein, and cheese. It's very eclectic. I mean, for me, I had a chance to work with people from Central America, even from South America, and I learned quite a lot of information from them. I mean, I know how to make tortilla, I know how to make pupusas, tamal, and so forth. Learning their seasoning, what they're using, like using like different type of starch. They may not have potato, but they have yuca. You know how to use yuca. As a chef, you need to constant. I'm 50 years old, right? I started when I was 14, 16 years old. So you see the progression, and I'm still not. You have to be open to a lot of culture. All your background in your cooking. And then after from there, you can definitely um, um, build up your knowledge according to your foundation, your knowledge, and learn from, like when I go to Japan, they say to poach fish, like a short broth, right? In Japan, they have a dashi, different recipe or slightly different, right? The same application. There's a lot of information that you can listen to with different culture, different cuisine that you can apply in the learning process. So yeah, definitely. So don't be afraid to just like get information from here and there and be able to develop your own. Also, not only that, you have to be focused a lot on your product ID, right? What is partridge, what is crab, what is pheasant, how can I cook pheasant? Imagine you do a culinary competition and it's very basket, right? And you have a bird that you never cooked before, right? You have to expose yourself to any type of protein, any type of starches, any type of vegetable in order for you to progress, and be able to have a good fundamental and good knowledge. So product ID, product knowledge, all your fundamental with your cooking method and your cooking technique master all these cooking method, cooking technique, know how to analyze the protein. Is it not grain? Is it a long fiber muscle? Should I cook it slowly, low heat? Should I cook it high heat for a short amount of time? So you really have to definitely analyze your cooking process. Very good question. But yes, you learn a lot from Central America, South America, Argentina, Chile. They have great resources. They have great fish. They have beef as well. They have good stuff. They can. Now let's talk about the USA now. Where can you find the best cheese in the USA? Which state? Wisconsin. Are you from Wisconsin? But yes, you remember earlier we were selling the demo. Instead of importing cheese from Europe, which are very expensive, which doesn't travel very well to the US, correct? Wisconsin can duplicate very much. Most of the cheese in Switzerland, France, Italy, Spain, England, they're like cheddar, like any good cheese. You can find a lot of good stuff in Pennsylvania. It is very important to understand that in the USA, every state has something to offer. By the way, we're in Virginia. What is the best wine that Virginia can produce? Anyone? I heard something, right? What is the best wine that Virginia State can produce? And it's a great wine, you know. You don't need to go to California to get that, or say New York, or Oregon, or Washington State. You have it right here available to you. So it's called a Viognier, 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 so white wine. It's like a type of Chardonnay or like from the North Côte d'Or, you know, very good. Virginia produces a great, really quite amazing, very good dish. Very good. Thanks, Josh. Well, thank you so much. We still have a few things in the oven. Uh, Eventually, it will be done to be cooked. As you have a chance to taste it, and you will be able to have a taste of it. Yes. Any last question? What is it? What is the spice you're using? What inspired me to cook? That's a good question. Because my parents were involved in the industry. So at 14, 15, 16 years old, I had to help my parents. So I learned to do butchery first. Bring a whole animal, harvest the animal, break it down, and cook every muscle possible that you can do, any recipe you can do. That's my initial background. And after you go to charcuterie, or what we call delicatessen, how to do pate, sausages, how to make pancetta, how to make bacon, how to make ham, and so forth. And then the bridge of charcuterie leads you to culinary. Um, Very good. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate keep on learning. And if you have your question, I appreciate for the time. And like Jack Pepper would say, happy cooking. All right, guys. Thanks so much, guys. Very good.